Welcome to Care Smarts 360 on Air, a home care podcast. I'm Erin Cahill, account executive at Care Smarts. A renewed sense of purpose greatly and positively impacts the emotional and physical well-being of the elderly receiving in-home care. It fosters a sense of control and autonomy, combating feelings of isolation and loneliness that can plague seniors. Engaging in meaningful activities, whether painting, volunteering, or simply sharing stories with grandchildren, boosts self-esteem and provides a sense of accomplishment. These factors combined positively impact mental well-being, leading to a more positive outlook and reduced anxiety. Besides purpose can translate to physical benefits. The motivation to engage in purposeful activities increases physical and mental activity, potentially improving health outcomes. Studies have shown that engaging in mentally stimulating activities can help maintain cognitive function, while a structured and fulfilling day can contribute to better sleep patterns. Most importantly, purpose provides a sense of direction and strength during challenging times, fostering resilience in the face of health issues and other difficulties. So, in just a few words, finding purpose is not just a feel-good notion, it's a key ingredient for a richer, healthier, and more fulfilling life for elderly individuals. Today,
Amen.
Today, we have Linda Burhans on the panel, who is the CEO of Connecting Caregivers, which offers one-on-one and group coaching to caregivers in care delivery. Welcome to Care Smarts 360 on Air, Linda.
Thank you for having me.
Can you elaborate on the link between purpose and cognitive function in older adults?
It is just so important. You know, my caregivers come to my support groups, my workshops, or the radio show, whatever, and they're like, what can I do? What can I do? So a couple of years ago, I remember a woman came to the support group and she said, my mom just follows me around the house all day long. If she would just sit down for 2 hours, it would be such a relief to me. So I asked, could I come meet her mom? I went and met her mom. Her mom was 93 years old, and she was a retired school teacher. So first we had a little chat about all the kids today and the teachers don't get paid enough. And then what we do now every Monday morning is we give mom a big piece of poster board and magazines. And we tell her that next week the children are going to learn about flowers. So we need you to cut all the flowers out of these magazines and glue it on this poster board, and you can't have any white spots. And it takes her 2 hours a day, 5 days a week to do it. Well, then her daughter actually started bringing them to the school and just told them what she was doing. And the children started sending thank you notes. So now every week she does this. It could be animals or food or flowers. And, you know, with someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, it could be flowers every week and it would still be okay. But it gives her a purpose. And I think when we want to find a purpose for our loved one, we need to go back to what they did before. So, for instance, there was a woman that came to my support group for a while, and her mom passed away. And she came back to the group and she said, ever since my mom has passed away, my dad just sits in the chair. They were married for 48 years. They did everything together. I don't know what to do, Linda. She said, I took him to the doctors. The doctor gave him an antidepressant, but I think he's going to die in that chair. I said, what did your dad used to do when he was younger? What were some of his hobbies? He said, one of the things he used to do is build these big model ships. And I said, can he still do that? She said, his hands are a little bit arthritic. I said, do you want to try an experiment? She said, sure. I said, go to the local craft store. They have wooden cars and boats, like maybe 8 pieces to put together. Buy a dozen and ask your dad, could he paint them and put them together for a nursery school that really needs them? Well, before he passed away, he had done 86 dozen cars and boats and sent them to, every morning he woke up with that purpose. And they sent them to daycare, you know, nursery schools. And I said to her, oh my goodness, that must have got a little expensive doing all that. She said, guess what, Linda? It was cheaper than what I was paying for the antidepressant.
Wow.
Win-win.
That's
Win-win.
amazing.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is? People always want to help. They always want to help. So if you're asking your loved one, this is going to be something to help someone else. You know, there was another woman who was a banker. So we give her a big jar filled with coins every morning. and all the rolls to roll the coins. And she sits at the table during the day and she rolls the coins. And then her daughter tells her she's going to take it to the bank at night. And then when she goes to sleep, she starts over again. But it works. It works. There was
Right.
another woman was a seamstress. So we give her a big jar of buttons and all these little compartments and ask her to sort them. So sometimes she sorts them by size, sometimes by color. But every now and then she picks up the one button and she says to her daughter, just like the one on your communion dress. And then they sit down and have a conversation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really nice.
So everybody wants to feel needed.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to feel needed.
And Linda, how can the concept of purpose be reframed to resonate with individuals who may not have traditionally viewed their life through that lens?
Oh, I think we just have to listen to other people, take on some advice. You know what happens? Many times someone will come during the holidays or whatever to visit grandma, whoever. And they don't know what to talk to grandma about, especially the condition that she's in. But they want to, but they don't know what to do. So I suggest to caregivers to make a memory box. So if your mom was born in Brooklyn, print out pictures of Brooklyn. If she was a Girl Scout leader, print out pictures of when she was a Girl Scout leader. And if you want to, put her troop number on the back. 1410 was mine, in case you have to know. But then someone can come into the room and pick up something out of the memory box. And I didn't know you were a Girl Scout leader.
Right.
And first of all, they're going to learn things they really didn't know. And second of all, they're going to be able to have some kind of meaningful conversation.
Right. Yeah. What are the cultural or societal factors that can influence an individual's ability to find purpose later in life?
Well, I think we make our own barriers. I don't think there are any barriers. I think we have to find what works for our loved one and what works for our family. So someone else, purpose or creating memories could be through cooking. Many families cook together and they don't do that anymore. Well, we can bring that back. Mom, we have to remember too, who are we serving when we're doing this? So if I'm making fruit salad, I can cut the fruit salad probably up in 15 minutes. If mom's going to help me, it might be an hour. But who am I serving? Let me take that hour, because if I take everything away from mom that she can do because it's easier for me, and then I go, why is she sitting in the chair doing nothing? Well, you took everything away from her.
Mhm.
Let her do what she can do. And then if you let her do what she can do, maybe she can do a little bit more.
Right.
It's so important. So many times in our caregiving experience, we're worried about taking the medication and going to the bathroom and going to the doctors. We just need to take the time to be with one another.
Mhm.
We just need to take the time to sit with our loved one at their level, looking into their eyes and maybe holding their hand. Simple. So simple. Many people are fearful of this disease. There's nothing to be afraid about. There's nothing to be afraid about. We're all human beings. We all have hearts. We all have love. We all have frustrations. But we need to acknowledge that for the caregiver and the person they're taking care of, both of them. Because many times we forget about the caregiver.
Right. And how can caregivers and family members support elderly individuals in finding and pursuing purposeful activities?
Okay, so for instance, I was having a tough time a few years ago. I was waking up in the morning angry, not good. So for 12 years now, every morning when I wake up, I live on a lake. I go out on the dock in the morning. I walk my dog. I say my prayers. They tell me what to do today because I don't have a clue. And then I take a picture of a flower or the sunrise or a bird. And I post it on Facebook, say good morning, Seminole. And I also separately text it to 30 different people with a Bible verse. Anybody can do that. People say, mom can't do this. Mom can't do that. Mom could go for a walk, or if mom's in a wheelchair, I can push mom in the wheelchair. And everybody's got a camera today because everybody has a phone. So if you can just take a little walk with mom, get her outside and take some photos, how delightful that can be and how easy that can be. And so every morning I wake up looking for something beautiful and I find it in 5 minutes. When you go out on the walk, you'll find it in 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you'll notice that one little yellow flower that's coming out of the concrete
Mhm.
because you're paying attention.
Right.
So we have to work on the things we can do. I had a elderly friend of mine, she was very depressed. Her son called me, he said, I don't know what to do. She just doesn't know what to do. So I went to meet her. Her name was Mama Rose. And I said, Mama, I need some help from you if you can help me. I said, you know, I get myself involved in all these projects and I think I can do it all myself and I really can't. I said, do you think you could make me, because she used to write poetry, do you think you could make me 12 greeting cards each week to send to some young men in the military? A purpose. She got to write her poems. I met her once a week for 2 years. And she would give me the cards and then we would send them to the military.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah. Fabulous and easy.
Right.
Very easy.
Well, thank you, Linda, for sharing those wonderful insights. I'm sure the audience got to learn a thing or two about helping their loved ones to find a purpose and help them have a better quality of life. And to you, my wonderful audience, thanks for tuning in. Until the next episode, this is Erin Cahill signing.
Thanks for having me and have a delicious day.
Thank you so much.